Whenever I was younger, I would end up losing sleep because I was scrolling. So imagine it's 9, 10 at night, and you know that the next day you have school, and yet you just keep scrolling no matter what. You keep finding yourself scrolling. And eventually you break out of that cycle at around 11 or 12 at night. And you just have this single thought in your head that you're going to be sleep deprived tomorrow. You're going to feel worse. And when that next day comes around, because you feel bad, you feel tired, you end up scrolling because you just want to feel better. And because you scroll, you end up losing even more sleep. This cycle was one that I was stuck in myself for so long. But in this video, I'm going to show you how you can break out of that cycle. And I promise you, if you implement the steps that I tell you in this video, you won't lose sleep again because of your phone. But a little about me first. I'm Anthony, and I'm a procrastination coach. I've been doing it for the past year. And in that time, I've learned a ton of lessons, and my clients have gotten excellent results. I want to share how I specifically got out of it. And really, it was from my phone. Here, I have my phone here even. And there's really 3 steps that you can apply right now. Like, it's so simple. It's stupid simple. You can apply all of the steps in 2 minutes. Genuinely. The first step is to go into your settings and put on Do Not Disturb. That simple. The moment you turn off your notifications on your phone, you are going to feel blessed. Like, I don't even know how people genuinely live with notifications constantly going on in their head. Because turning off your notifications will just make it so that you think about your phone less. The less you think about your phone, the less likely you are to scroll, to procrastinate. Now, I will say, all of these steps refer to friction. We're trying to make it as hard as possible for us to even start scrolling in the first place. And if we do find ourselves scrolling, we want to make it less appealing. That's what all these steps are here for. So the less you hear notifications, the less you see them even, the less you'll think about it. And so you'll scroll even less. Now, a huge tip I can give you. This is what I do personally. I even put my phone on airplane mode. Because when it's on Do Not Disturb, you still get the notifications. You don't hear the sound, but you still see them, right? When I wake up, the first thing that I want to see isn't a bunch of notifications lined up on my phone. I want to see nothing. And I want to make it an active choice for me to access the internet every single day. And I know that sounds extreme, but it is genuinely as simple as when you go to bed, you just click the airplane button. And whenever the next day comes around, you just have an extra reminder not to start scrolling immediately. Now, again, this sounds extreme, but is losing sleep every single day worth the trade-off for not clicking a single button on your phone? Now, again, that trade-off is up to you, but for me, it is absolutely worth it. And so that's why I put the airplane mode on. Now, again, if you don't want to do that, fine. But at least put on Do Not Disturb. Again, that's what, 5 buttons. You click boom, 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 boom. That's it. Now, the second step, this is where it gets really interesting, right? So the first step makes it less likely for you to scroll. This step is going to make it less likely for you to continue scrolling if you start. What you're going to do is, again, go into the settings on your phone. You're going to put on grayscale, or for Samsung, which I have, it's nighttime mode or bedtime mode, either or. Find some setting in your phone that puts it to grayscale. So it's literally just black and white. And when you have that on your phone, it will just make it less visually interesting. So imagine when you're scrolling on YouTube Shorts, for example, you see all these flashing colors, all these explosions, everything visually stimulating yourself. And so because of that visual stimulation, your brain is going on overdrive. It's experiencing all of this flood of chemicals and dopamine. When you turn off the color, that flood of dopamine is so much less. Like, obviously, you're still going to be stimulated if you scroll. But just that lack of color is enough to make scrolling less appealing, because it's not going to be as interesting without color. You know, that's the whole point. And I even show it to you on my phone. Look, right in the background, but black and white. There's no color. And I do that just so that if I ever do get caught on my phone, I'm so much more able to stop scrolling. And the last step, this is where it gets super interesting. So the last two steps are enough to really reduce your scrolling. But if you want to completely get rid of it and actually completely save your sleep schedule as well, there's an app you can download. And I found this app randomly. I have no connection to it. I kind of wish I did, but I don't have any connection to it. It's called Screen Zen. Two words, no spaces. Screen Zen. When you download this app, you can actually put a schedule on your phone. So let's say from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m., you can't even access any app that you choose. So for me, it's always been YouTube. For you, it might be Instagram or TikTok, but it doesn't matter. As long as you put some kind of restriction on your phone, you'll find it less likely. Because just the extra steps where you have to go into the app, you have to go ahead and disable the block, and then you have to go back, that's enough for you to stop. You catch yourself scrolling. Just because you added an extra step to the process, you're less likely to scroll. Obviously, again, you can just open the app and turn off the blocking. But even just having it blocked and reminding yourself that you don't want to scroll is enough most of the time. I've gone really extreme with this. I've literally disabled YouTube on my phone. Unfortunately, you can't uninstall it. But when I literally disabled in the settings, I went in there, disabled YouTube, I literally scroll for 0 hours a day now, right? Obviously, that's the most extreme you can go here. But for me, it's worth it because I want to be productive. I want to actually get good sleep in, right? I don't want to be sleep deprived every single day. The question is up to you. How extreme do you want to go with this? You have to do something, absolutely. That's where the first two steps comes in. But afterward, you can do even more to actually stop scrolling. You can do even more to save your sleep schedule. For example, you could literally shut down your phone every time you're using it. Again, I don't do that because to me, that just seems like a waste of time every time having to boot up your phone again. But if it's that extreme, if it's that dire, then do it. All that matters is that you implement at least two of the steps I mentioned. If you just do that, immediately your sleep schedule is going to be saved and you're going to be happier as a result, and so you'll scroll even less. It's going to be a virtuous cycle instead of a negative one. And if you want my personal help with this, I do procrastination coaching. As I mentioned, I've been doing it for over a year now, and my clients have gotten great results. If you want to go ahead and get a free consultation with me, completely for free, you can do so by clicking the link in the description. And if you want to learn more about why most procrastination videos on YouTube are BS, you should go ahead and watch this video